Hey guys, this is Deanna. If you guys are new to my channel, thank you and welcome. For all of you guys that have been with me, that you know that I do have an Ikea Mills Bowl cabinet, and I've had it for about 2 years now. And I purchased it and left it with the original glass that it came with, and I only bought the lights and fans, and I did have a little water fountain, but I have not been happy with the glass part, and we're gonna update it a little bit, do some changes, so it can be a little bit easier to keep clean. So I'll review my thoughts of having the glass in the IKEA cabinet, and I'll show you guys the improvements I'm gonna do. And I'm so excited to do something that hopefully this area is gonna keep clean a little bit better, and maybe we can maximize the space, which is what we all want. This IKEA cabinet is in a corner of my house that usually doesn't have a lot of light, so I can put a lot more plants by having this IKEA cabinet. But we'll talk all about it in this video. If you're interested, then keep on watching. Okay, so let's get started by cleaning her out. But let's move this beauty out of the way first. If you guys are seeing my channel, I've been telling you how we found this monstera that's variegated, and it's one of those amazing finds that we all dream about, that you can find one that has the natural variation, and sometimes it can happen in plants, and you can find it for a cheaper price. We paid about $12.99 for this baby, and this new leaf is unfurling lately, so I have more videos on my channel about monsteras, and I include talking about her, but this is the newest little update on her newest leaf. This was the most variegated, and this one came right after, so they're competing with each other in beauty. The rest of the leaves have very little variegation. But anyways, this video is not about her, but as I move her, I wanted you to know that history. Okay, so let's see the problem. What is the problem? The problem is with just using the glass. It's great because it's see-through, but it is hard to keep it clean because water droplets fall on it all the time, and it has, I'm sure some of you guys are great and you guys are cleaning it very constantly, but it's hard for me. Like, I only do it every few months, and then even when I clean it very well, it's never 100% clear because of the minerals of the water. So I knew I was going to change this. I never have stressed too much about it because I have actually bought the products that I was going to change it into, but I just haven't taken the time to do it. So we're going to go ahead and do it, and I'll show you all the little plantitas, the little plants at the end. But this is from Dollar Tree, this little stand here, and I've enjoyed it because you saw that, how I was able to do two. I think that was pretty cool. I'll see if I end up using it again. Let's just do one at a time. Move them around. Okay, come to this empty but super dirty mess. But okay, so this fountain, I'm gonna give you a review. I don't think I would purchase it again. It's messed up at this point. When we went on our trip, we had friends coming and refilling it, but at some point it must have stayed without enough water, which I'm glad it didn't burn down, but it messed up the motor. But what I didn't like is how dirty it gets. And cleaning this was no fun. And first of all, to be able to, you can't disconnect, you have to disconnect it and pull it out, and we couldn't do that because the cable went down there, so we had to get a bowl and do it here in place. It was very complicated. Although it was beautiful, I wouldn't purchase this again, and I wouldn't recommend it. So if you guys have a fountain that you guys like that's easier to clean, let me know. Or I'm still going to work on what I'm going to do to keep a higher humidity. I think we're going to be fine because now we're not going to have the glass in between each one of them. And I think if it's going to, whatever humidity is from the leca, from the sphagnum, I think it's going to create enough humidity, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take this out and trash it. Okay guys, so we have put the peg board in the back, and to be honest with you, it has not been easy at all. My husband ended up drilling some holes in it because there's no way we could go ahead and use a hole that was already here that would align with one of the holes that already comes in the Mills bowl, because there is like there is some holes back there that you can screw it in or use it for a screw, but it was not aligning properly, so we had to make some new holes. But it's fine, you can't really see it. He used a drill to be able to do it. Now we're not happy with the material until now that we drilled on it. It's made out of compressed wood, and that worries me that it can get molded. And I just heard somebody comment that it can get molded, and that I'm not very happy with that. But honestly, I had already invested the money in it a long time ago. IKEA is really far away from me, and I just want to give it a shot and try it. And I can review it for you guys as time goes along if it's worth it. Had not had the pegboard in a long time. I'm scared of the molding in the future. We'll see. And these little shelves are really, really pretty. It's something we saw in IKEA, and I was trying to figure out how to maximize the space. Sometimes I felt like I just had two shelves, and that sometimes there was space in between the shelves that maybe I could put more pots. So I bought these in IKEA, and it's this Melosa, and that's the item number. Now we are concerned again because we screwed it here on the back of the pegboard. We're concerned that it might get stripped if we put too much weight on it. My husband was saying to be careful on how much weight I put, and he said just to use sphagnum, but I need to use soil so also for some plants. So we'll see. Let's see if I can turn on this light. But I'm gonna start bringing some of this mess. I wanted to record more for you guys, but we started 2 days ago and have not been able to continue. And I need to put all those plants in there because I'm aggravated by the mess. So we've had a failure in these shelvings that I bought a long time ago from Amazon. Somebody recommended it, and I never measured it, and I just kind of bought them. But we're trying to figure out how they're supposed to fit, because I think other people that have Mills bowl cabinet use it. They told me to buy these brackets. I got them from Amazon as well. But as we put this in here, it's short. See if I put it all the way to the back, it's short. It doesn't hinge here. So it's late at nighttime and we're not thinking correctly. Maybe there's a smarter way to put these brackets so it can actually grab the shelf, because I'm thinking this is definitely the one that's supposed to go here, but I don't know. At this point, we don't know how to make this fit. So for now, I'm just going to try to put some plants in here so they won't be all over the floor, and make this a little more organized. And that's what we're doing. Okay, so this is how the night is ending for today. I'm gonna call it quits for today, but I've actually managed to put all my plants back in there. These are just a few dead propagate plants, which I know this was some kind of anthurium, and that's kind of sad. Some of the propagations that I don't know, they're dead. So little catch pots, liners. But basically all the plants that I had in my IKEA cabinet are now here, but it feels like I definitely have space for a lot more. So somehow this is working out. I don't know how, but we still have space for, again, the shelving and at least one shelf. I wanted to put 2 shelves, but because I have this long, big, tall anthurium here, and I do always want to have space for taller plants if I want to, then I feel like I can only put 1 shelf right here, and we can figure out how to maybe buy bigger brackets or something for that shelf to be able to be used. So at this point, I'm happy. I feel like this is going to look very clean and neat. Every single plant in here is in their wood, in a plastic pot, and then this is like a catch pot. So it shouldn't get dirty much. Things always happen with plants. But I'll give you a one-by-one little plant tour when I'm done with all of this and show you every single plant. So that's all for tonight. Till next time we have time to work on this project. Here we are a few days later, and my husband, guys, I'm not doing all this by myself. That's why I'm not recording it, because I've needed help, and maybe I'm not going to be the best one and teach you guys how to do this, but at least I'll show you the way it's turning out. But basically, remember the problem we were having where it wouldn't actually fit exact to size. It's a little bit smaller than what it should be. Actually, it feels like it's hanging on the clipper thingies. But we use zip ties, as you see there, and I'm going to cut the excess to kind of hold it in place. And now it's looking pretty good. See, it's kind of connected to the little corner. Let me turn on the flash. Oh, here it is. To the corner little brackets. So that way it won't fall off the brackets. It's more steady and stable. So it's working out. It's working out. Okay, so now we have to connect the lights. These lights, now we have to put the other row of lights here and connect this cable to the next set of lights, and then be able to connect it here. Okay, let's do it. And I just kind of put these plants in here really quickly the other day just because they were on the floor and I didn't want them to be on the floor. We'll keep playing with some of these liners to some that I washed and cleaned, because obviously with the water just staying on here, you know, and drying up, it creates that white dry mineral deposit residue. So you gotta, from time to time I take them out, go brush them and wash them really good, and then I can reuse. But just things like this, these little changes, makes it look so much better. Okay, and we're doing it. Do I see a flowering plant down there? Oh my, let's check it out. Oh my, guys, look. It's flowering. I'm going to give you guys a tour. Just a moment. Let me finish these little pieces. Okay, guys. So this is a few days later, and I was waiting for my final little piece that I was so excited to get, that I ordered from Etsy. Let's check it out. My husband doesn't know what this is. Got a little surprise here. Let's see what this is. Do you know what this is? He says he does not know what this is. Do y'all know what this is? So beautiful. I am surprised. What is this for? Do you get it, Jenny?
I get it in there.
Yep. Who came up with this thing?
So you put it on the pinch?
Oh, it's easy. Did not read any instructions. Come on.
Is crystal in your leaf?
Yes! Look, my husband's great. He knows what type of leaf it is. That's it. Is it hinged in? That's it. Does it work? It wobbles a little bit, so I'm gonna have to read the maybe instructions. Okay, so it's nighttime when I'm filming this, but it's done. Look at this monster, demanding attention. Okay, so let's move you out of the way. So I keep that one close to there so I can get that light, and it lifts off of that light for now. I'm too afraid to put it close to a window where it gets any direct sun because this can burn easily. So we're playing with it. Okay, so let's go right over here. Now I can walk right in front of it and we can check it out. Here's a little view. And these are the handles. And they're still a little wobbly. They definitely work. But my plan is to put maybe some super glue in here. And maybe I think that should solve it. If you guys have any other tips, let me know. But they work. They're not going to fall off, but I don't love the wobbly. So I have the weather stripping that I already had before. Didn't change that. And there should be weather stripping. I didn't add any more, but we had some weather stripping around there too from the past. Seems like I just see, yeah, there's some weather stripping over here. Right there you go. Okay, that's what I remember we placed. So, okay, the lights are the same lights that I had before, and they've been doing fine. I haven't had any issues with them. I'm gonna have to try to put a link to the ones that I had, or I can put a link to the first video where I did this IKEA cabinet and the name of this light that I got from Amazon. So overall, this is my favorite part right here. So as you can see here, changes that I have made is now I have this, what do you call it? This type of wire shelving. And difference of in why I wanted this is instead of the glass is because it won't get as dirty. Then, you know, if a little drop falls of water, then it can go right straight down instead of just staying and getting it dirty. So I like that, and I also like the fact that humidity and air can flow from all over the cabinet. Versus the glass, I was blocking that humidity and that airflow. We have the same fans we had before. Right here's one. And there's another one here in the bottom. I didn't paste them against the glass. They're just kind of sitting on there. Now, pegboard was the new purchase that I had done and I wanted to use in this renovation. So like I mentioned, I had bought it for a few months ago. And these little clear shelving that was also in the area of IKEA where you find the pegboards. And we're trying to figure out what we could use that allowed more plants to be on there. They sell some that were shorter. A lot of people use these that are like smaller, but I felt I wouldn't be able to fit too many plants in there. And it gets pricey. So I ended up just using these little shelves. And this has been such a few months ago that I bought it. I'm completely right now don't remember the name. Okay, maybe I can get a name here of the shelvings. It's backwards. It says Melosa and the number 604-46239. So we look it up, I'm sure you can find it. And I am very happy with them. Very happy. As you can see, we ended up screwing them into the pegboard with just a little screw, and that way they feel a little more secure. And and these are the IKEA little pots. They were like $1.99 each. See, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. I have 4 here. I have space for more here. I can comfortably put 5 and 5. I definitely need more of these little pots because I could definitely put more of those pots here. I could easily fit 5, 10 of those pots here. Right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plants. But if I had those pots, I could put 6 here. And of course, if I keep the same color palette, it still looks organized. It still looks nice. But didn't buy enough. But I don't think $2 is a bad investment for these. They're nice and sturdy. So I'm very happy with that. And right now I kind of just put this really quickly together. But let me give you a little, those were the items that I purchased that I wanted to use. This is how it looks. I kind of would love to have another pegboard down here possibly in the future. But I'll see how this one does. I want to make sure it's not something that gets mildewy. We'll see. And that it's not hard to keep clean because I don't want things that are complicated. The shelves I'm in love with. If I could put more shelves down there, that would be great. And let me just go ahead and give you a little tour. This is Hoya Calistophilia, if I'm not mistaken. That's what I purchased it as. Although it looks a lot like the Finlaysonii that I already had, but supposedly it's not. And basically what I'm doing, I kept it where I had it propagating, and this is just basically like a, what do you call it, a catch pot. But I can, you know, any excess water I can just dump it. So like that. And this is my Hoya fungi. And look, it's sun stresses. I've had this one for a bit. I need to change it from here and put it somewhere else. And I noticed that it had flowered for me sometime. You see that? But I missed it. I never realized it had flowered for me. So it's pretty cool. This one's getting to be pretty cool. So like this, we put it back. And this is my Florida Beauty, I believe. This one I got it in plant mail last year, and it's been very slow grower for me. It's still in sphagnum. The leaves are small, so I hope to pay more attention to it, and hopefully it should grow more. I think it even has some variegation, but it's like the minty. It's not a great variegated one, but I think it was supposed to be. Okay, so let's put this baby back. The little red stems are cute. And this is a dragon scale. And we have Hoya Croyana here. That's doing really nice. And then this is Nepiprenum. And let me get my cheat. I had looked it up before this video. It is an Epiprenum aplycinum aria variegated. I looked at my YouTube video. You see the name? It's right there. Yeah. Okay, there it is. So it's really pretty. Look at so it says aria variegated. So aria is like the yellowish variegation. You see creamish. And it's been doing good. That's a pretty cool plant. An epiprenum, very different, right? The leaves. Okay, so right over here we have some of my epiprenum albo variegated also cuttings that I'm propagating. And then right over here is anthurium. This is called like a blush anthurium. Might be missing another word to it, but I know the word blush is in it, and it's really pretty. And here's another one. And I believe they're two of the same plants. Although that's what I thought according to when I got them, the name. But this one has more silver. Maybe it's silver blush. That's its name. That one has more silver than this one. But I think they're both silver blushes. But yeah, this one definitely more silver. So maybe I do have two varieties, which is very pretty. These were given to me. So I don't know exactly. I didn't make the purchase. And here's another epiprenum variegated one, which is for my mother. I have a mother plant, and I've been propagating them. These are easy, beautiful little plants that I need to sell, and they're just sitting here. And this is another one of the Hindu ropes that's variegated on the outer edges. Yeah, it's rooted in here. And this is my Hoya finlansonii, a propagation of. I have the mother plant, and look at that. It's about to flower. These are so easy to flower, finlansonii. Ooh, in my experience. So I do recommend that one. And it's a gorgeous Hoya. This is a sad story. This is a varicose of mine that I'd had saved, and when I traveled, it got dried. But it's growing a new little growth point. These cannot get dry. I thought it was a growth point. Not seeing it right now. Checking it, and it's a little bit of water. Yeah, we're gonna add some water to this. Okay, so this is a Anglonema, the tricolor one that supposedly was very rare, but this one's been very hard. Look at that. I'm gonna not put it as close to the light, so it won't get bleached by the light. But it hasn't been. This is just 3 days ago, and this was already like this from before. It's a pretty leaf. Okay, so that's it. Coming down to the bottom shelf. So what's going on here again is still just kind of improvised. I have this big Anthurium regal. This is a regal, not the Magnificum. And it has a little bit of brown spottings, but It's alive. My other Anthurium Magnificent that's not in my Magnificent that's not in here, it's not the Regale, but she's not doing that great. So being in here has helped this one survive. And I think, oh no, yeah, she has another leaf coming, so that's good. Down here, I don't even know what it is. That's the one that has a little growth point to the left of it. And you see how much there's like, what is that, green moss on there growing? That's from the high humidity that used to be in here. Oh, this is the one that has a growth point. This is a varicosum. For sure this is a varicosum. Maybe that's another varicosum. I don't know, but I'm just happy there's a growth point there. Like I said, this is my recovery ICU sometimes. Pink Princess, this is just, she was small, so I wanted her to be in here. My Philinsonii, cutting of my mother plants, my red emeralds, guys. These are my red emeralds, my giant red emerald that's in my living room, which is in my living room. See that big red emerald that's touching the ceiling? Well, she's the mother of these babies right here. And sometimes I have to cut and prop, and I think the babies are the cutest with the red stems. And this is my Paraíso Verde Philodendron. And I got this one also from Asia, and it lost leaves when I traveled. It looked very bad when I came back after my travels, but it still had a couple of leaves, and look, it's gonna give a new leaf. So I hope to take better care of it, especially in this scenario here. And then this little coconut pot with this beautiful fern coming out of it is a staghorn fern. And what's interesting is that it's just, I've grown to love it so much. I've been posting it on my Instagram. I bought a little staghorn fern from Lowe's, like the pots, the small ones that used to be $3, $4. Look how it's grown. And I kind of just improvised and I stuck it in here because I was thinking that I wish I could put more of these shelvings here and maximize the space, because I couldn't put another shelf due to this big baby here. So then I thought if I could put the shelves back there, then it would help, so I can maximize the space. But then I just kind of put this one in here. But this is, meanwhile, I'm noticing that there's like stuff that we used to clean stuck back here. And yeah, and that's, it was very hard to clean it, but oh well. We'll clean it up even more later on, but for now it looks better. Oh, and these are the little shelvings from Dollar Tree. And I like that I can put another plant down here and maximize the space. Still, I don't know who this is, but I've been waiting it to revive, but it's still alive. So anyways, I can put more pots here. I definitely have space for more plants, but for now, this is what we do. And yup, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm surprised. It was a little stressful at times, but I'm happy that it's better, a lot better than before. Is it perfect? No. Will there still be ideas? Yes. But for now, it's better, and better is better. Okay, guys, closing it up with this beautiful baby. Okay, guys, so that was it. That was my renovation of my Millsville Ikea Cabinet greenhouse. I'm happy with the changes I've done. I know I'm still going to work on more on the bottom layer to make it a little bit prettier, but it's definitely a refresher, and it definitely looks a lot more elegant in my living room, because I was a little embarrassed at some point because I felt it needed the cleaning, and it just didn't look like something very attractive. It looked more like a greenhouse, and now it looks like a greenhouse slash an actual cabinet to display something beautiful. Usually I think these cabinets are used for something like that, something you want to bring attention to and have your guests look at. So now I feel it looks more ornamental, and I think that's really nice. And overall, I think I was just looking for something that would be easier to keep clean and maintain. So I'm working on it. I just want to share this plant journey with you guys. I'll keep you guys posted. I'm hoping that I won't have mold, because I've heard some people with the pegboards having mold, and that's why I'm even a little bit afraid of adding that water fountain back in it, because I just don't want it to be such high humidity that will get molded in there. So at this point, I think I do want to put the little humidity meter that I have, thermometer, put it in there and kind of monitor it. I'm sure it's going to have more than outside of here because it's sealed. And I might just add a little bit more of, could be like, I could add some just cups of water with leca, you know, and some plants in it. And then that water is going to evaporate and create a little bit more humidity. I know by keeping my sphagnum wet, it also creates a humidity, and just the enclosed environment creates a higher humidity than everywhere else in my house. But overall, I just like that this corner gets a little bit of that light that I needed. And I do have an area where I can keep a little bit higher humidity for those plants that love it, or they're in their propagation time, or they need a little bit of just more intensive care. That's what I always call this, my intensive care unit. So yeah, it was fun. Thank you for coming along with me, and I keep sharing what's going on here in my planty world, and I enjoy seeing your comments too in your planty world, and we can learn from each other. Till the next time, bye. Don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up. Thank you for your kind support. Hasta luego. Bye.